My dear students, in this video presentation, I am going to discuss in detail about simile. You all know that simile is a figure of speech. And my dear students, I welcome you all to my educational channel. The name of my educational channel is Priyankar Dotto. Here you will find video presentations on English language and literature of school level, college level, as well as of competitive examinations. Now we shall move to the main focus of this video presentation. That is, we shall learn about simile. We shall learn about its definition, examples. We shall also learn about its types. And at the end of this video presentation, we shall learn about its difference from a simple comparison. Now let us move to the first item of this video presentation, that is the definition of a simile. In a simile, an explicit comparison is made between two different things. In some cases, the point of comparison is mentioned, but it is never an indispensable part of a simile. This is a very important part which you have to keep in mind. The explicit nature of the comparison is achieved by using words such as like, so, such, as, etc. Now, we shall look at two examples of simile. The first example is from a poem of Byron. The expression is, the Assyrian came down like a wolf on the fold. Now, if we are to clarify the use of simile in this expression, we have to write in this way. Here a comparison has been made between two different things. Then we have to point out the different things. The first thing is the Assyrian and the second thing is the wolf. And we shall also have to add with it that it has been made explicit with the help of the word like. That is, we have to point out how the comparison has been made explicit. Now we shall move to the second example of simile. The second example is from a poem by Wordsworth. The name of the poem is The Daffodils, and the expression which I have chosen here to explain the use of simile is, I wandered lonely as a cloud. This is the first line of the poem which I have just mentioned. If you are told to clarify the use of simile in this expression, you have to write in this way. Here a comparison has been made between two different things. Then you will have to point out the two different things. That is the speaker who has been referred to as I, and the other thing is a cloud. And you will have to add that it has been made explicit with the help of the word as. If you look at the two examples and the clarifications which I have given with them, you will understand the pattern of writing the answer of a figure of speech, especially simile. Okay, now I shall move to the next item about simile. That is, we shall learn here about the types of simile which are found in works of literature. There are four types of simile. These are common simile, regular simile, epic simile, and sustained simile. Those who are acquainted with famous epics like Paradise Lost or rather Fairy Queen, you have known obviously about epic simile. So, but the other types of simile may not be known to you. So, whatever the matter is, let us focus on the first item or first type of simile, which comes under the heading here, common simile. So, a common simile is one which we frequently and unconsciously use in our everyday speech and which have therefore lost their freshness and become hackneyed. That is, a common simile is one in which a comparison is made between two different things, but the comparison is so popular, is so common, is so frequent that it does not carry any literary significance. So, in order to clarify the use of such kind of simile, I have provided here two examples. The first example is, the man is as proud as a peacock. Now, if you are told to clarify the use of simile in this expression, you will have to answer it in this way. Here a comparison has been made between two different things. Then you will have to mention the two different things, the man and a peacock, and you will have to add with it that it has been made explicit with the help of the word as. Now let us come to the second example of this kind of simile. The expression is, he is as poor as a church mouse. If you are told to clarify the use of simile in this expression, you will have to write, here a comparison has been made between two different things, the man referred to as he and a church mouse, and it has been made explicit with the help of the word as. Now we shall move to the second type of simile. The second type of simile is called regular simile. So if we are to define a regular simile, we shall have to write in this way. A regular simile is one in which there is only one set of comparison. That is, the number of compared objects does not exceed 2. That is, a comparison is made between two things. And if the comparison exists among 4 things, then that is never a part of regular simile. So let us look at the examples of regular simile. The first one is from Tennyson. It is from his famous poem Ulysses. The expression is, and this grey spirit yearning in desire to follow knowledge like a sinking star. So in order to clarify the use of simile in this expression, you will have to write in this way. Here a comparison has been made between two different things, knowledge and a sinking star, and it has been made explicit with the help of the word like. Now let us go to the second example of this kind of simile. So this expression is from a poem of Yeats. The expression is, she bid me take my love easy as the leaves grow on the tree. If you are told to clarify the use of simile in this expression, you will have to write in this way. Here a comparison has been made between two different things, the speaker's love for the lady and the growth of leaves on the tree, and it has been made explicit with the help of the word as. Now we shall focus on the third type of simile. It is called sustained simile. So if we are told to define sustained simile, we shall have to write in this way. A sustained simile is one in which two or more similes follow in succession to illustrate the same idea. That is, in a sustained simile, an object will be compared to two other objects. That is, two similes will be there in a single expression, and the two similes will focus on a single theme. Now let us look at an example of it. So the expression is from a poem by C.G. Rossetti, Christina Georgina Rossetti, a pre-Raphaelite poet, as you all know. The expression is, my heart is like a singing bird whose nest is in a watered shoot. My heart is like an apple tree. Now here look, the heart of the speaker is compared to two different things. First of all, it is compared to a singing bird, then it is compared to an apple tree. So what I have told while clarifying, sustained simile has been used here to perfection. Now if you are told to clarify the use of sustained simile in the given expression, you will have to write in this way. There are two similes in the given extract. In the first one, the speaker's heart is compared to a singing bird. In the second one, the same thing is compared to an apple tree. The things involved in these similes are different, but the comparisons have been made explicit by the use of the word like. More importantly, both the similes convey the same idea, namely the nature of the speaker's heart. This is what makes the given expression an example of sustained simile. Now let us look at another example, and the expression is from a poem by Robert Burns. Oh, my love's like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love's like the melody. Now, if you are told to clarify the use of sustained simile in the given expression, you will have to write in this way. There are two similes in the given extract. In the first one, the speaker's love is compared to a red rose. In the second one, the same thing is compared to melody. The things involved in these similes are different, but the comparisons have been made explicit by the use of the word like. More importantly, both the similes convey the same idea, namely the nature of the speaker's love. This is what is important, and the last point, that is, the common point in both the similes makes the given extract an example of sustained simile. Now we have come to the last type of simile, which I just mentioned while referring to the types of similes, that is the epic simile. So from the name epic simile, you can guess that such a kind of simile is popularly used in an epic. So an epic simile is one in which the comparison is carried on at length, and at times the description goes beyond the comparison. Such types of similes, being common in the poetry of Homer, are called Homeric similes. That is, an epic has a long span. It is a long narrative poem. So if we compare the object named A with an object named B, the span of the epic gives the poet the liberty to describe the object B in detail, which is never necessary for clarifying the simile. So the tail of that simile extends far and wide because the span of the epic allows the poet to use it. So such kind of simile is known as epic simile. So here I have given an example. I have obviously culled an extract from Milton's poem Paradise Lost, Book 1. I am reading out the extract at first. The broad circumference hung on his shoulder like the moon, whose orb through optic glass the Tuscan artist views. So if you are told to explain this epic simile, you will have to write in this way. Here the broad circumference of Saturn's shield, of course Saturn's shield is being described here, is compared to the moon. Both are different things, that is, the Saturn's shield and the moon are different things, and the nature of the comparison is explicit, as the use of the word like suggests, obviously. More importantly, the description of the moon goes beyond the comparison. So the poet Milton speaks about the moon in detail, which is never a part of that simile. This is what makes this simile an epic simile. Now let us take another example. So this example is from a poem by H.W. Longfellow. So I forgot to type the name of the poet, so I am doing it here. Okay. So the expression which is there is part of a poem. The name of the poem is Nature. It is never an epic, but the simile which the poet uses here is an epic simile. Look how the poet uses the simile. So, as a fond mother, when the day is over, leads by the hand her child to bed, half willing, half reluctant to be led, and leaves his broken playthings on the floor, still gazing at them through the open door, nor wholly reassured and comforted by promises of others in their stead, which though more splendid may not please him more. So nature deals with us and takes away our playthings one by one. The expression continues in this way. Okay. Now if we are told to clarify the use of epic simile in these quoted words, we have to write in this way. Here nature is compared to a fond mother. Both are different things, and the nature of the comparison is explicit, as the use of the word so suggests. More importantly, the description of the fond mother goes beyond the comparison. Actually, if we look at the expression quite closely, we shall see that the account which begins with the when and continues up to him more is never a part of that simile, but it is there. It makes the simile used in the quoted words an epic simile. Okay. Now we have known about what a simile is. We have also known about the 4 types of simile. Now, in order to concretize our idea of a simile, we shall look at the difference between a simile and a comparison. So, we all know what a comparison is, but we do not want to get confused. That's why we need to know the basic difference which exists between a simile and a comparison. Now, there are 2 points on which a simile is different from a comparison. There are 2 points. Okay, first, in a simile, the 2 objects are certainly of different types. But in a comparison, the 2 objects may or may not be of different types. In a simile, the 2 objects compared are obviously of different types, but it may be or may not be the case in a comparison. And more importantly, a simile must have some imaginative element, and a comparison does not have it. So in a simile, the comparison is a product of the imagination of the literary artist, which is never the case in a comparison. So this is what I have to say, or rather I had to say, about simile as a figure of speech as it appears in literary texts. Now, before I conclude this video presentation, here is an important declaration. The study materials on the rhetorical device named simile will be available for viewing at my website, which is priyankadatto.com. Now, before I conclude this video presentation, I request you to subscribe my channel, to share not only this video presentation but also the preceding as well as the succeeding video presentations to your friends, so that they can also be benefited. I also request you to comment your opinion and to put forward your queries in the comment section of this video presentation. I thank you all for being patient learners and patient listeners of this video presentation. See you again in my next video presentation. Thank you.